Okay, so to get started, I am going to start making some quinoa because it's going to go with my quinoa lentil bean, I guess salad, if you want to call it that. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 2 cups of water into a pan or a pot. I'm going to go ahead and bring that water to a boil, and then we'll add about a cup of quinoa. And once it's done, I'm going to go ahead and mix about 2 to 3 cups of lentil beans to kind of, you know, make a good high fiber, high protein salad. And it's going to go well with our pan-seared fish and kale. Okay, so while our water is boiling for the quinoa, I'm going to go ahead and start with our kale saute. And I went ahead and prepped it. I removed all the leaves from the, I guess, the stem. You don't want to eat the stem because it's really fibrous and hard, and it really doesn't cook well. So I'm going to go ahead and put some olive oil into my preheated skillet, and we're going to saute the kale with some garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'm going to pour a lemon vinaigrette at the end to finish it, and it'll give it a really good flavor. And I'll show you how to make the vinaigrette. I went ahead and halved a medium-sized lemon. And now what you want to do is just squeeze in the lemon juice. It should give us, like, I don't know, a good amount of lemon juice. We'll see how much this lemon yields. Okay, so I went ahead and squeezed the lemon, and it gave us, let's see, it gave me almost a 1/4 cup. Not bad. So now I'm just going to do the simplest vinaigrette. And sometimes I like to add Dijon mustard, but this time it's just going to be basically lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and a tad of honey, just to balance out the acidity. Just going to drizzle in some honey, just to eyeball it, just a tad. Let's add some salt, pinch of salt, fresh black cracked pepper, 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I don't know, probably, I don't like it too oily, but probably half that amount. I'm going to try to get it to go up to about a 1/2 cup of. Here we have our vinaigrette. Could use a little bit more salt and more honey. Let's add a little bit more honey. So I would say to this amount, probably a tablespoon of honey. Let's go ahead and add our quinoa. We're going to cover that and simmer. Just follow the instructions. You want to follow the instructions on the package. And you can actually season the water, use stock, but because I'm going to be seasoning everything else and the lentil beans, you know, already have a good seasoning, I'm just going to let them go. See, it's boiling. You want to cover it and then just lower your heat. There you go. Okay, so here I have a preheated pan. I'm going to start my kale, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some oil in there. I'm just using a vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, and then just dump in your kale. And I'm going to add like a pinch of salt. Just a little pinch of kosher salt. And then, you know, just let that do its thing. So I'm just going to add some garlic and stir that in. I'm going to let this cook for like 5 minutes, and towards the end I'll just pour all of that vinaigrette on top and just turn off the heat and just kind of let it, you know, just soak in there while it's warm. So this is what one bunch of kale looks like after it's cooked down. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to clean the pan, and then we're going to get to our fish. And then not too long from now, I'm going to go ahead and assemble what basically the meal's going to look like. Okay, so now for the fish. All I've done was salted one side, and the fish I'm using today is whiting, I believe it's called. I like to use salmon, but at my local grocery store I could not find a good salmon that was actually from from the US. Everything was from other countries, and I typically like to buy salmon that's either Norwegian or wild caught from the Pacific here in the US. Anyway, so today I have whiting, and I just kind of, without massacring it, I took off the skin, but like on these pieces are more delicate, so I just left the skin on, and when I go ahead and saute it, I'll put skin side down. But I've just salted one side, and I'm just going to actually just salt it and saute it, because everything else that's going with it has a lot of flavor, so you don't really need to over season these. I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing our fish. Here we go. So while our fish is going, our quinoa is done, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some lentil beans to some of the quinoa, and that'll be our quinoa lentil salad. Okay, so here I've taken some of our quinoa, and now I'm just going to scoop in some of the lentils, and this will be, and you want to do 1 part quinoa, 3 parts lentils, because quinoa is high in carbs, but if you're a runner, go for more carbs, go for more quinoa, but you want to keep, I try to keep things a little bit lower in carbohydrates. So yeah, and here's our quinoa salad. You don't really need to flavor it because there's so much flavor in our lentil beans. And for the recipe for the lentil beans, go to my Gochujang Mama YouTube channel, and the recipe's there. And then our fish is cooking nicely. You don't want to overcook it. It's almost done. Okay, so I'm just going to assemble what it should look like. We're going to go ahead and get some of our scoop of our quinoa lentil salad. Actually, I'm going to toss in a little bit more lentils. Then, then we're going to get some of our kale. Just put that right on top. Put however much you want. The recipe I did today was only 1 bunch, and I only used half of the vinaigrette, but if you use 2 bunches, you'll probably be able to use all of the vinaigrette. And then now you just want to place your fish right on top. And ta-da! Here is a delicious, healthy, low carb, high protein and veg meal planning idea. So if you do meal prep, or you just want an idea of what to cook for dinner, a healthy dinner, then here you have it. So yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.